Hello, welcome to TEQ Crypto followers. Today, we will share the technical analysis of Fantom coin with you. First of all, if we look at the daily chart, we had already examined this coin in the past and mentioned that the downtrend had been broken towards the upside. Currently, we can say that this trend is continuing its upward movement. The reason for this is that price movements did not create a downward break. As you can see, it is holding onto the ascending support channel, and we expect it to continue its rise above this channel. Additionally, the 41 to 61 level is an important resistance zone for us. As you can see from the past, there has been significant interaction in this area, which is why we have identified it as a strong resistance zone. We expect the price to rise up to this point primarily. Furthermore, looking at the risk-reward ratio, we can say that there could be a potential profit margin of around 10%. Lastly, in the daily time frame, I can mention one more thing. We had a small descending trend here, which was broken towards the upside. However, the resistance was broken with a low volume candle, so it is important to be cautious. If we look at the recent candle, we see a doji, indicating indecision between buyers and sellers. However, since this doji formed in the support zone, we can say that buyers are somewhat strong because they are holding it here. As we mentioned, DJIS coming from the bottom can also be a sign of an upward move. It's important not to forget this. Additionally, if we look at our indicators, let's open our Fisher indicator. Fisher is currently in a zone very close to zero and is almost about to create a downward break, which we can perceive as a mild sell signal if Fisher breaks this zone downwards. However, an important thing to note is that the price is currently moving in an area where there are two levels. This area is both the support zone of the ascending trend and a strong support zone from previous times, which is the level of 35.79. If there is a downward break in this zone, the price has the potential to drop to the level of 29.33, which is approximately an 18 to 20% decrease. Therefore, it is important to keep in mind that there hasn't been a break yet. But if a break occurs, it would be more appropriate to assess other technical indicators before making a decision to sell directly. Let's mention this and continue with our analysis by looking at the RSI indicator. In recent days, there has been a lot of back and forth movement in these areas, which confuses the indicators. Especially if we look at the RSI, we can see that it has been rising since May 8th. However, the price movements are moving within a stable rectangle. In addition, currently, RSI is hovering around the 39 level. As RSI moves towards the 50 level, there is a possibility of seeing a nice upward movement in price. On the other hand, if it drops to 30, the opposite scenario will occur. As the price movements are currently in a state of indecision, our interpretations based on the indicators are limited. Additionally, after closing the RSI indicator, let's take a look at the WAVA trend indicator. What we can see is that a similar pattern to Fisher has emerged, where a lower signal was given first, followed by a decrease in momentum. Although a sell signal hasn't been given yet, a break is very close to happening. Just like before, we can perceive this potential break as a mild sell signal. Of course, as we mentioned before, it is important to not solely rely on indicators but also consider other technical analysis tools when making trading decisions. Let's mention this and now switch our time frame to the 4-hour chart to analyze the short to medium-term situation. As we can see, the current level around 0.39 can be considered an important resistance zone. Moreover, we can say that there could be an uptrend in price movements starting from this level. Since there hasn't been a downward break yet and the price is holding onto this level, there is a possibility of an ascending trend on the 4-hour chart. Looking at the current structure, I can also say that we see a triangle formation. If we draw the triangle forward, we can say that if price movements reach or break above the end of the triangle without touching it, there could be a rapid upward movement in price. Of course, it's important to keep in mind that this formation needs to be confirmed. Additionally, if we quickly turn back to our daily chart and look at the moving averages, we can see that we are currently holding onto the 200-day moving average. Furthermore, for a more bullish scenario, the price needs to urgently rise above the 8-day moving average, which is approaching the 20-day moving average. Therefore, it needs to break above this level. And the most important factor is the downward break of the 200-day moving average. If these two factors occur and the price holds above this line, it is not a significantly negative scenario for us. It's important to remember this as well. Let's mention this and slowly come to the end of our video. In this video, we shared the technical analysis of Fantom coin with you. If you liked the video, you can click the like button. To stay updated with future videos, you can subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. Goodbye. Hello TEQ Crypto followers, welcome to our video. Today, we will share the technical analysis of Chainlink coin. First of all, if we look at the price movements, the price is moving within a triangle pattern. If we draw it like this, there has been a fake breakout here, so we don't consider this point important. However, the important point in the price movement is that it is approaching the support zone. Currently, it is expected to have an upward reaction from this point and reach the channel resistance, which would be a favorable situation for us. Let's mention this. Additionally, in the short term, we can say that it is also within a rising triangle formation. If we draw this small triangle, we can see that it exists. If we look back in history, we may wonder if this triangle could be present at that time as well, but due to the breakouts that occurred in between, we should not interpret it in that way. However, if we look at the current situation, we can say that there is a rising triangle here. At least in the short term, we will see this more clearly when we examine the 4-hour chart. Now, if we look at the moving averages, the price has broken below the 8-day moving average after breaking above it, and currently, the price is trading below the 8-day moving average. The price urgently needs to rise above the 8-day and especially the 200-day moving averages. The 200-day moving average is important for us, because if the price is trading above the 200-day moving average, it can be considered as a sign of an uptrend. If it is trading below, it signifies a downtrend. If we look at it closely, when the price broke above the 200-day moving average at 0.6, the price rapidly dropped. When it broke above, it started to rise, and currently, the price has been trading below the 200-day moving average for a long time. We are now very close to the end of this triangle. A breakout can happen at any moment, either to the upside or downside. Considering that the crypto market is expected to improve this year, we have approximately 2 months until the end of this triangle. My friends, in maximum 2 months, this triangle will most likely break to the upside, and the price will rise above the 200-day moving average. Since the formation here has been broken to the upside, we can now say that the uptrend may begin. We can say that a rally may start. Of course, 2 months is the maximum duration, and it can also break and move above the triangle in a week. We should not forget this. If we analyze the coin on 4-hour periods, we can see that there is actually a triangle that started from this point. If we draw it like this, as we can see, the price is moving within a triangle. After removing this triangle, we can see another rising triangle in the short term. This is also important. As it appears, if we draw this triangle, we can say that there is a triangle starting from this point. It will be more accurate if we draw it like this. If these triangles break to the upside, we can expect further price increases. We should not forget this. Now, let's switch back to the daily time frame and start our analysis with the indicators. First of all, let's look at our Fisher indicator. Fisher is about to make a breakout around the levels of 23, which is approximately on May 19th, today. If a breakout occurs at this point, we can expect a short-term decline in price movements. However, since there is not much room for it to fall, it may consolidate. At least for a certain period, it can consolidate sideways for about a week. If there is no upward breakout in Fisher, we may also expect a small decline in price movements in the short term. So we need to be careful. Furthermore, after closing the Fisher indicator, let's look at our RSI indicator. The RSI indicator, my friends, after rising from the levels around 35 to approximately 46 to 47 levels, is currently trading around 42 levels. In addition, the RSI is currently at the midpoint. That is, whichever direction the RSI goes, the price movements will also go in that direction. Actually, to tell the truth, if the price movements are going in a certain direction, the RSI will also go in that direction. So we need to be careful. What is really important here is that if we draw this as a symbol of the short-term decline, my friends, when the downtrend is broken to the upside, we will see that the RSI value also rises above the 50 level. With the RSI moving towards 70 as it rises above the 50 level, it will actually indicate that there may be further upward movement in price. It is currently at an indecisive point. There is no specific buy signal. So we need to be careful. Keep this in mind. After our RSI analysis, we close the RSI indicator, and finally, we will look at the WAVA trend indicator. In the WAVA trend, there has been a downside breakout that is not seen in Fisher, giving us a slight sell signal. Actually, if we make a similar comment on Fisher, my friends, price movements will probably consolidate for a while. Because if the uptrend is broken to the downside, we may see price movements falling towards the $6 levels. So we need to be careful. Additionally, as we mentioned, the likelihood of consolidation is higher in price movements. The location where the breakout occurs is very close to the oversold zone. So it is not a strong sell signal, but a mild one. That's why we make our comments in this way, and after closing the WAVA trend, let's gradually come to the end of our video. In this video, we shared the technical analysis of Chainlink coin with you. If you liked the video, you can click the like button. To stay informed about future videos, you can subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you in the next videos. Hello TEQ Crypto followers, welcome to our video. Today, we will share the technical analysis of the VeChain coin with you. Looking at the chart, we can say that the price movements are currently within a triangle pattern. Additionally, shortly, we will see another small triangle on the 4-hour chart. So, keep watching the video, friends. If we look at the current price movements, we can say that it is showing a movement around the level of $0.1940. When we look back in history, we can say that there is a support and resistance zone that goes back a long way. Moreover, in terms of price movements, it is normal to expect an uptrend after this zone because we have an ascending trend channel. We have a trend here, holding onto the upward trend. Secondly, we can say that the price movements are currently being held at this support zone. Because this support zone worked as resistance in the past, and the price movements first dipped below it and then broke above it in an upward direction, so we see a pullback in this area in retrospect. Therefore, we can say that the price movements can currently be at these levels and can exhibit an upward movement from these levels. In addition, since the ascending trend in the past has been broken downwards, we can interpret this area as a long-term resistance zone as well. Let's keep that in mind. Finally, the upward break of the orange line is important for us. Because, friends, this downward trend has been going on for a long time, approximately since March 20th, and along with that, we can say that it has reached very low levels, especially considering that the crypto market is currently in a bad time period. After these breakouts occur, and once the crypto market recovers, we can say that we can achieve much better gains. Let's mention that here. If we slowly start our analysis from our indicators, we have opened our Fisher indicator. Friends, Fisher gives us a buy signal around May 13th, and the price has been somewhat increasing since that date. As we mentioned, there is no clear upward movement due to the consolidation within the triangle. However, a noticeable increase has occurred after the breakout. We can say that there has been an approximate 2% increase. Additionally, there hasn't been a breakout in Fisher yet. If there is no downward breakout, we can expect an upward movement in the price. We can mention that here. After closing our Fisher indicator, let's look at our next indicator, which is the RSI indicator. RSI is showing a movement from the 30 level towards the 50 level, and it is currently around the 40 level, continuing its movement. In fact, friends, having RSI around the 40 level is somewhat good. It is close to the 50 level, so it is positioned near the middle, close to the 30 level as well. If RSI goes towards the 50 level, especially if it breaks above the 50 level in an upward direction, it can be interpreted as the beginning of a nice upward trend. Therefore, we can say that it may be beneficial to follow RSI. Of course, from this point, it can also drop to the 30 level. In such a case, we can say that there may be a decrease in price movements. In other words, the upward trend may drop back to the support zone. So, one should be cautious. After closing our RSI indicator, let's finally look at our WAVA trend indicator. If we look at WAVA trend, friends, it gives us a buy signal by creating a breakout in a nice zone. That is around May 14th. Actually, we can say that it created a breakout at a similar point to Fisher. Although the momentum is currently consolidating, friends, according to the participation in this triangle, we can actually expect an upward movement in price. If we make a similar interpretation to Fisher, if there is no downward breakout, we can expect an upward movement in price. Let's mention that here. After closing the WAVA trend indicator, let's switch to a 4-hour time frame and share our analysis for the 4-hour period. If we look at the chart right now, friends, we see a triangle formation. I already shared this with you at the beginning of the video. I mentioned that it is moving within this triangle. Whichever direction the price and the triangle break, we will see an upward or downward movement in price. We can mention that here. Additionally, friends, if we look at our RSI indicator, we can say that there is a small divergence. The price is dropping from the top while the RSI peaks are rising, and this is actually interpreted as a negative divergence and signals a decrease in price. Not every signal in technical analysis works, so we need to be careful, friends. For example, if this triangle breaks downward, we can see that the divergence here is working. If it breaks upward, we can say that the triangle is not affected by the divergence. Let's mention that here. So, whether it's a coin or gold, it doesn't matter. In a point where technical analysis works, it will be more accurate for us to confirm with different technical indicators before opening a buy or sell position. Let's mention that here, and let's slowly come to the end of your video. In this video, we shared the technical analysis of the VeChain coin with you. If you liked the video, you can click the like button. To stay informed about future videos, you can subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.